Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're about to say goodbye to this line for a little while, as we need to go and spread our wings a little bit and take out an enormous loan to make, hopefully, an enormous amount of cash too. So worth it. Not much of an intro today, as always, as we are trying to pay off some more of our loan. What are we up to at the moment? That's pleasant, isn't it? Only 9 million in debt. The amount of loan we've got should be... Oh, quick, pause that. Look at that. Repay that. As much as it would be amazing to get out of debt right now, what are we in? 1916? I don't think it's necessary yet. Loans are your friend in Transport Fever 2, unless, of course, you are going for the achievement where you don't take out a loan. Then it's not your friend at all. Or you've set a personal goal not to use any additional loans. You have no choice but to take out a loan at the start, because that's how you start the game. For a normal playthrough, take every bit you can and spend that loan on something that's going to make you a decent amount of money. A guaranteed profit. It's not difficult to create lines that will earn you a lot of money. More than the interest that you'll be paying on the loan. There is certainly a way to do it. And that's why we're waiting for enough money to build all the infrastructure, buy our trains and set up 2 brand new lines. We certainly don't want to be building infrastructure and leaving it there and waiting for enough money for a train. That's why I like to do it all in one go, because you're just going to lose money on new buildings, track, not be taking advantage of what you've built. So yes, advisable to do it all in one go. That's everything that you need to set it up, including the vehicles. Although with trains you can go smaller on the actual train itself, and just to get things moving, eventually you'll make enough money from it to leave it alone for a while and meet the rates. Right, we've got one thing to do on here once this train gets back. As you can see on the platform, we've got 143. If we go down here, see what we can see. Our line rate is 341. We're still only shipping 300. So this is way above what we need, and what we don't need on this train anyway is it sat there waiting, because we need to get the fuel back down from the fuel refinery down this line. What we're going to do, at the risk of losing some goods on there, is we're going to manage this vehicle and our other crude train there. We're going to tick them both, bring down at least one wagon and see what that does for our line rates. We want to get that down closer to 300. Ideally, exactly 300. How are we doing on our supply and demand? Actually, open this one, and then we can open them both up, can't we? Consumers, 88 and 80. So let's pop these two up. Make sure that they are indeed close to that. It's 90 and 33. Did I open up Bradford? We're not quite at Bradford yet. We want Loughton. There we go, 80. 70, well, no, there we go, 80's there. 88 versus 90. We could have a stray industry there. Select this, open up the buildings here. Do we have a stray? Yeah, there we go, down here. Well, let's pause that. We've got some money in the bank. I don't think we need you over there, do we? No, let's change your mind. Ooh, do you know what we could do? Give them a bit more building space down here. That's going to cost us a little bit, because we're going to have to bulldoze another factory. But yes, if we go up there, it would certainly expand their options. I would like to go out here. This is definitely going to cost us, isn't it? We could go up there. How much is that going to cost us? It's not bad, is it? You go there. You snap into there. Yeah, we lose a couple of buildings. Get rid of this building over here. And then we should be good. Where is it? We've got a hidden factory somewhere. There it is. 200k. It's worth doing. We want to encourage them to build over here instead. Oh, I made that wonky, didn't I? Quick, pause it while we can get a refund. I don't like that. Right, you go up that way. Ooh. Yeah, well, if we do go slightly wonky, then... Is it wonky? I can't tell. No, maybe not. It might be the terrain that's throwing me. There we go. That's fine. Might have been unnecessary. I think we were leaning that way a little bit towards the right. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Right. That will address that. Are our line rates keeping up with everything? We are at, see what you can see, 91. Good stuff. And over here, we are 79. 79. Was that close? I can't remember what Loughton was. 80. It's a bit close, isn't it? It's actually a bit of a struggle to monitor the line rate for this, given how this is now part of the delivery process on the way back. And a reason I was balancing everything, because 4 minutes 34, so if we miss a drop, we've got to wait, what, 8, nearly 9 months? And it's a little over 9 months where we won't be delivering anything. So it's fairly important we don't miss a drop off. But anyway, we're heading over this way once I'm happy with this, which I think I'm happy now. What's our line rate now? We're still a little over. I'll probably throw another wagon over to this one. In he comes. That's a lot of money. Right, repay that. Lovely. We're going to take it straight out again as soon as we go and do our build. But at least we know we're going to be making some money. Right. That's close. Ooh, is it close enough? Oh, no. Go on. We'll wait until it's empty. Let's play that game. There we go. The loading rate. I mean, we could avoid the frequency issue by splitting this train in two, but then that introduces a few more issues with the line rate as we lose this lovely loading and unloading bonus that we got for a single train. So we will sacrifice some line rate doing that. We also have the issue, if they're on the same line, Transport Fever will try and balance that. And given one might be picking up our fuel here and the other one won't, it's going to unbalance our line a little bit, and then Transport Fever will be forever trying to rebalance that and holding possibly the wrong train up in the station for a little bit. So yes, you could have two lines, but then you're going to have one train faster than the other sometimes. It's a tricky one to balance. I mean, I would recommend probably not having this leg, even though it does make you a decent amount of money. What is it, like 300,000? But for simplicity's sake, depends whether you want to toy with that. It is a bit of fun, but if you want simplicity, just have it drop the trucks in and they can drive off that way. But there we go. Right. Oh, did you pick up some? I paused it and everything, didn't I? And I never actually... I never actually swapped the vehicles across. It's... oh, dear. I got distracted. Oh, we can't swap them across now, you Burke. Good. I'm glad that happened. Perhaps subconsciously. I was like, Grand, what are you doing? If that fills up with fuel, you don't want to swap a tanker over, do you? No, what we'll do... This is actually better, isn't it? We'll let him get up to there. Then we'll just swap it onto there. We're forever going to be trying to find a perfect gap otherwise with two trains. There we go. That'll do. Get you empty. We'll play the pause game here, but this time with a purpose. Right, repay that. I know. 1.5 million. We're making so much money. Let's get both of those back into the swap over replace. Right, we want from train 3 on to train 1 there. Yeah, our very first train. We've only been changing the consist. We haven't actually done much else to it. Right. I think that will be close enough. Now we can ignore that and head over here. We've also got this going on, haven't we? At Logistical there. Our big train. Well, we haven't really played with that. It's making us a consistent amount of money. That's all we need to worry about here. We've got no real reason to meet demand and make it bigger. If we're happy with the profits, which we are. A brand new line will usually make you more money, wouldn't it, than tweaking perhaps the line rate by 20. So we'll set this up, then we can tweak to our heart's content. We've got to set this one up. What we're doing is going from here. What is that? Worthing Oil Well 2 to the oil refinery. This closer one screams out to be trucks if we want to top it up a bit. Then we're going to ship whatever this produces down to there. And then we'll have a little return journey past here and then continue on our way again. It's going to slow our rate down a little bit. It definitely won't be as much as just shipping it there and back and then having another train doing it. We're sort of partially on the way back, aren't we? So we could sort of branch off here and then head up that way. First thing to do then, since we are making a new line here, let's get an idea of the height difference between our three industries there and whether we should raise or lower our stations initially. We've got 5 meters there, 16 around about here. Let's go by the row, 17, and we've got 5 down there, so 12 meters difference. So we're going to have to find 12 meters, preferably from initial station placement than having to force our train onto an unnecessary grade. And here we've got 8.4. It sort of sits in the middle. Well, there's only 3 meters difference between that and that. Compared to 17, it's going to be, what, 9 meters? So if we lower this station, raise that station slightly, lower that one slightly, that's going to take out a little bit of the grade. No, we don't need to lower the other one, do we? It might be a little bit of an ask to lower it 8 meters. That would be a little excessive, but I don't mind lowering it a little bit. I find the best way to do this, and there are many ways you could do this. You could lower the station itself initially, but we want an actual figure, don't we? So what we're going to do, we're going to borrow that much. What we're going to do is pay that back off as soon as we're finished, what we don't spend. But you want a bit of money to play with. Let's lower this down because we can have a little ramp heading up here. We're going to go down until we get to, what do we want? Well, I mean, that is 9 meters. That's only 1 meter difference to that. And then it's only 4 meters difference to all the way over there. A grade of 4 meters over that distance isn't going to be the greatest. And it's not that low, is it? We might be able to just go, there you go, 8 meters 4. That's little to nothing in grade terms over that distance. There we go. Right then, let's get that set up. That's where our station's going. I never used to play it like this. It's a recent thing when I was thinking about how I can improve my lines. We didn't do this at the beginning because it's quite pricey. It's a little expensive. But we can always rebuild our lines where necessary to take some of the grade off. Right, let's get you sat in that little hole. It's going to terraform itself, and we are going to have a nice cutting. But if you notice, we've got a road heading there. So we can bridge that if we like, and we can also send it down. A bridge would make sense. It would be pricey, and it doesn't necessarily benefit us as far as what the traffic's doing. It might make the cities happy. And it would be more aesthetics than anything. Right, we don't need that. We don't need that. Oh, we've got electrics going up, I just noticed. Did that happen last time? Or is that a new thing? I don't think we actually need that. That's a bit of a waste of money. Although we... Well, do we? It's a waste, isn't it, if we're not going to be utilising it. I don't think we have any electric trains yet. Now, what do we want to do here? Let's get our roads. We're going to come down I guess the side here should give us a little bit of a connection there. Yes. And then we want this connected there. Then we'll go on our curvy road, see what it does with it. Doesn't do a very good job, does it? Let's go down like that. It's only an access road. No vehicles are going to be using it as far as I know. That's pleasant, isn't it? I mean, we could official episode a little bit. There you go. Unnecessary. We'll leave the beautification until we've got the funds for it, which isn't going to be long. No catenary. We don't need that yet. Right, you don't need to be going anywhere. Gonna double check that we're at the right height on this track. 8.5. So we haven't got much to change in height to get to that other station. So this section is pretty much going to be flat all the way, isn't it? You'll see we have got a nice cutting here. Cuttings are a thing, aren't they? If you can flatten the track out, it depends where you're heading. Grades are not always necessary. Yes, it's a bit more of an investment. I'm sure real train companies would do this if it was A, this easy to do, and B, had the money. They would certainly balance out the line like this. Right, let's get rid of that main connection. We're going to have to connect it up. I definitely feel like having some sort of bridge across here would be lovely. We're going to have to be careful where we send this. We don't have to change heights. We can even have that road go across. This road doesn't need to be connected. That is our industry. It's not doing anything. So we'll leave it as is for now. You'll now see we're leveling out and our cutting is slowly vanishing. We're not going to have much difference over there in height. We have to remember we've got to get around here and figure out where our station's going. So we may need to curve out. We don't need to be at 75 mile an hour on the initial curve because we've got to get momentum up, so we're not going to be at max speed. Depends how long our trains are, of course. That's going to be roughly the height we need, isn't it? 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. And over here, we're at 8.5, just there. Could we do that then? Make sure it's at this height here. We could, couldn't we? We can get our terrain tools. Where's 8.5? Hopefully this is what this ends up being. And we'll flatten as a nice section just here. It should be pretty much at that height anyway. But let's give us some flat ground to work with. Doesn't matter where we hook into. There we go, 8.5. We know that's the same as our track. Let's get a station on here. We're going to remove the catenary. We don't need that just yet. We'll send it right to the back here as far as possible. Well, no, it doesn't need to dig in, does it? Let's save a bit of money. We want to be as close as possible to that. We're not close enough that we can't get a lovely slope on the road. Let's get rid of the unnecessaries. I think you do pay for those maintenance-wise, so I would definitely get rid of them. In hard mode, it doesn't matter. In any other gameplay mode. Right, now, where is our connection? There? We can run that up there, can't we? Oh, yeah, put that on straight so you make a straight connection. I like that better. Now get curvy. Why did you change roads? Will you make a nice curve down here? Just a little curve. Aesthetics only. Flatten that out. Pleasant. More official episode? Why not? We've got the money. That should be at 8.5 meters. And given that, we're at 5 meters here, aren't we? Oh, you've took it off. Yes, we're at 5 meters-ish round here, where it's a little more. If we can make 5 meters out of it, we might be able to make a tunnel for this one. It goes up a little bit there anyway. So we'll get rid of that. It doesn't need to be connected. This is connected to another industry, which doesn't need to be connected. We don't need to worry about that just yet. We want to be closer here because this little return journey is more like a shunting process into the new station we're about to build. Right, how high can we get this, and does it look too bad? Do you know, we might be able to just go 8.5. It's actually a little high. 8.5. Now turn the strength right down, it'll be a bit easier. And then we'll go up a bit. Is that 8 point? There's 8.5. Flatten round soon as we see 8.5. It's, in fact, it's not worth worrying about changing the slope at all. We can make our modifications to the terrain and then have a perfectly flat section of track for all of it, this entire route. That means we're not fighting against the grade. Beautiful. Right, get you over. Oh yeah, get you down here a little bit, as long as you're at 8.5. There we go. We'll get rid of. Oh, don't get rid of the whole thing. No, you've gone back to that one. Let's change this over. Configure. This is possibly taking me a bit longer than I was expecting. Never said that in Transport Fever, ever. It's worth spending some time, though, isn't it, to get this right? I mean, we could just come down there, couldn't we? It's a bit rough. I'll tell you what, delete that. Run it down like that. There we go. Can we get a nice straight line from here that still connects? I think so, right? Can you go along there? There we go. Beautiful. It's a bit of a sharp turn there. It works, doesn't it? Pleasant. Is it? Maybe. Our initial curve is the one that can be a little bit slower than 75 to get us roughly facing in the right direction. We're going to have, as opposed to up there, an embankment rather than a cutting. And now we're just straight up there, aren't we? As long as this is at roughly, or I did, oh, it's not. What are you doing there? Why are you heading down? Or are you telling me porkies? I think you're telling me porkies. Yeah, my mouse cursor was slightly off the embankment. It's perfect. Right, connect into there. There we go. We kind of meet up with the ground. This is perfectly flat, or near as. Isn't that wonderful? And maximum speed, except for the start there. Right, so this is the connection that's going to be coming in down here. What sort of speed is it? It's a bit slow at the end. Perhaps what we need is similar to what we had before. So let's head that way. This is just going to be perfectly flat. There we go. And that should be 8.5 meters. It shouldn't make much of anything unless there's like, yeah, there's like a little dip in the ground here. We're going to have another level crossing just there. We are going to put them back in, even though they're not necessary. We want to start heading up now, don't we? To where that track is. We want a nice gentle curve. Make a nice junction. There are many ways we could do this. This is just one way. And it pleases me. It's fine. It's absolutely lovely. There we go. That should be a nice flat switch. Which it is. Nice junction there. Yeah, because we just kind of scoot off early. And then drop our goods off. And then we'll have this connection coming back. I'm going to do it a little ways off so we can expand our trains. And if we get, like, I say 50 will be fine for us. I mean, that's the maximum speed we've got anyway. 75 isn't our current maximum speed. Eventually, we may go a little bit quicker. But for now, that should be fine, shouldn't it? It's just a little transfer back into there. Comes into here, turns round, heads back there. Right, we're going to need as a depot to get all this moving. So we'll get that in as well. Then we can set the line up. Spin you around, get you hooked up. We haven't spent too much for all of this infrastructure, which is lovely. Oh yes, we need us a nice bit of flat ground here. Don't need to really do this, but I'm going to give it like we built the whole level crossing and it's... we did some work on leveling the terrain. Swing you round there. How's that look? It's probably a little bit slopey. If we do that, is that better? There we go. If you're wondering, I was holding Shift M and N there to take out the dip. And then I let go and it snapped back to the track. I'm going to smooth it out because we want it looking lovely, don't we? I guess we're building these one at a time. That's fine. Yeah, because as usual, I spent a long time designing my, or laying this and making sure it was as flat as possible for our trains. And I'm doing unnecessary. Why are you doing this, Gran? Just stop that. Do we want to make this a little road bridge? I mean, sure. Depends how much it'll cost us. Yeah, we could have a humpback bridge. It'd be fine. Maybe. Maybe. If we connect that up there, what sort of a bridge do we get? I'm going to do it with a big road anyway. We hold shift. How much do we need? Not much. We could possibly add us like a little bit of room either side. It's not going to cost as much at all, is it? So it's coming around about here, isn't it? So if we flatten to this and have a little bit either side and just smooth that out gently. There we go. We might give us a bit of room to add its feet down nicely. And then it's only a gentle curve that we've got on the bridge. Shift, M and N. There we go. That's nice. It's making more of a bridge. It's actually cheaper. Well, there. That's pleasant. Yeah, because we're not having to put as much into the slope, are we? Into the hump. It's almost perfectly flat. That's kind of nice, isn't it? And it kind of makes the grade nice for us as well. On the road itself, doesn't matter for us. We're not running trucks over there, but it does look pleasant. Smooth that out a little bit. Bring that up to there. Go. Take the sharp edges off the cutting there, like it's settled. There we go. Kind of nice. Yeah, that's pleasant. It's a bit sharp there, but we miss it. And it's not like our trains are going to get wider. I mean, yeah. There we go. It's a shame it doesn't do it where the feet kind of go level parallel with the track. But that's fine. We don't hit it. Now, are we connected to everything? Yes. Yes, all nice and bright as well. Wrong one. Yes. All three. Should we name these something better? Worthing Plastics. And then we've got Worthing Oil Wells. And then we've got Worthing, what would this be? Oil Refinery. That'll help us, wouldn't it? Beautiful. Let's make us a new line then and get us a train on. New line. We're going from here to the refinery, to the plastics, and then back again. And we're going to set up our line correctly so that the game doesn't think it knows best and starts assigning strange platforms and legs. Right, what colour do we want this? We're doing all sorts. It's mainly the blues and the dark blues, isn't it? Should we go with that one instead? Yeah, that'll do. That's a nice colour, isn't it? We could even maybe have our loco that colour. Or the whole train, perhaps. Right then, we are going to load full. And then we're going to wait for eternity if necessary. And we'll be loading crude and dropping off nothing. Here, we're not going to do anything with these two as far as waiting goes. But we are going to load the refined oil and unload the crude. And then finally at the plastics, we will be loading nothing, but we'll be unloading that. There we go. So we're taking nothing from there. No, you want to unload it. Almost, guys. Almost. Right, let's double check. Dropping off oil, picking up nothing. And here we are dropping off crude, picking up our oil. And then finally, we just pick up crude and unload nothing. What are we calling this? Worthing crude freight. That'll do. Oil freight will do, wouldn't it, actually? Yeah, same as Loughton there. Yeah, because we are actually dealing with the crude and the refined oil. We'll probably put this road back in just for scenery, add another level crossing to our route. We don't need to do anything with this, although technically we could hook in before the bridge and have that sorted. When we deliver it, we could even possibly deliver it that side of the station. We could start with this, you know, for the first run. So it's nice and cheap, and just stick maybe 8 wagons on the back just to get it all started and do an initial run, and then come back before we head off and do our new route at the beginning of the next episode. We can have it all set. Oh, I said I was going to have it blue, didn't I? Yeah. It was this one, wasn't it? This should look cool. Oh, yes, I like that. There we go. Let's get 8 wagons on here. How many is that? I don't know. Is that 8? If that's 8, I'm impressed. It is. Right, that'll do for now. And we don't want any more loan. Right, we didn't spend too much. Pleasant. And I was doing unnecessary stuff. Do we want to keep this? I don't think so. Not for now. Ooh, it contains a vehicle. Hit play. Now do you... Oh, it does contain a vehicle. What's going on there? Oh, I haven't assigned it a line. Yes, I never do that, do I? Yes, it usually helps if we stick that on a line and then we can bulldoze it. Dear, oh dear. The easiest of mistakes to make. There we go. Get you on there. Off you go. There we go. I coloured the wagons blue. I didn't mean to, but I'm really happy I did now. It's a kind of a GT blue. Royal blue. There we go. I like that. That's going to start picking up some crude. We're not going to check the rates just yet because we're going to be maybe double-headed. We'll do, and we'll stick a bunch of wagons on. All I want to do now is make a quick pickup of what we're doing, 72, just to trigger it. We might actually, yeah, we've got enough time in the episode. We might actually see how the line is. Trying to keep an eye on everything. Do we have any payments coming in? Now, let's take that off. Let's see. We don't there. We do here. We have our crude train. The other one over that way doing it. I do like this colour. I'm going to say that. We are filling up. It should have triggered everything now. We've got a rate of 400 to meet. Our current train is not going to meet that anywhere close. This won't mean much until we've made at least one run. You're going to take a little while to do your first pickup. So we've got some trucks waiting here. There we go. Did we miss a pickup, or is it because you're just on the way back? I think we might have missed a pickup. Maybe. There we go. Have you... Oh, here's the thing. Are we upgrading here, or are we close? We've only got to get to, what would it be? 225, right? Maybe a quarter is 150 is a half, 75. So 300 minus 75 would be 225. We're not far off. Once these start growing, we'll be quite close to that. Yeah, they're at 93 already. What's our line rate here? I don't think we're quite keeping up there. 93. Do you know what? Do we have money? We do. Let's get you another vehicle on there. Let's repay some more of our loan. Our big train just got in, didn't it? Yes. Are we picking up here? I'd like to have a little run. There we go. How is the line? It should be quite pleasant. I don't think we should have too much of a grade change anywhere. This train's going to be looking quite similar to our initial crude train once we get going. We've got the income already to not worry too much about doing these inaugural runs. Regardless, we'd have been sat there waiting. What I'd like to do is when we get back to the station, after we've done when we get up to this station, is I'm going to hopefully flip us so that we head back and skip the little route, because the line rates are not going to make sense anyway at the moment. So yeah, what we can do is make it like a double trip, and we should hopefully have everything in. We comfortably missed that, don't we? Our little cutting's looking nice. I like that. A little bit of paint here and there, and maybe a little bit of terraforming to have a bit of a side channel either side of the ballast there. Should make it look the part. Maybe we can change some of it to be a bit of dirt instead of the dead grass. How much do we get? Oh, do you know, guys? Let's quickly pay all that off. There we go. How's that looking? Oh, you've already picked one up. Well, you're going to do the full journey. I wasn't quick enough. Yes, I was going to pause it and just flip it and go around there. But if you're already taking one, it proves that our little setup is already working, providing you drop that off there. Yeah, so 137. We've got to meet 400, and that will be what we got there. What we should have is a whole bunch on here. We're going to... I guess what we can do is fast forward this for the end of the episode. Go pick up or drop off this. Bring us up to here. And we can at least double that, can't we? We can double the loco. Or at least double the wagons. Anyway. And just to let it take a bunch more. Yeah, because you're going to have a full platform. We can extend the platforms. Probably that way. Because we don't mind taking some of the curve off there. How much do you get? 8,000 just for a single one. There you go. And now we're going to turn into here. We don't need any signalling because it's just us. We're all alone. Oh, I missed it. It wasn't quick enough. Right. How much is it going to cost us to add 8 wagons on here? We're going to double the length of the train. Yeah, let's not colour these ones. We'll have it silver and blue. 1, 2, 3... That should be 844 capacity. 3.3 million we need. Manage that. Modify. There we go. 16 on there. He's going to struggle to pull that a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's awful, isn't it? Yeah. One of these pulls 10 at a decent-ish rate. I think we'll be okay. How long is it going to take us to get up to speed? 3,435 meters. Just out of interest, how long is that piece of track? I'm going to assume we're not going to meet it. We've only got 1,874 meters to travel, and it takes us 3,000 meters, was it, to get up to speed? So that's not happening. Right then. But we'll see what sort of speed we do get up to. That is not the consist we're having. But we are going to pick up 144. And there's more than that on the platform. It's guesstimating the line rate at 292. I think that's going to possibly go down. Alright guys, that's been an episode. We set up one new line. We'll set up the other one that is going to be eventually part of this one. Miles over where we're looking. And at Risborough. And we're going to finish that off. Do something similar. We're possibly not going to avoid the grade there. But we'll see how this train does heading to the refinery there. It's going to struggle a little bit. But it's doing okay, isn't it, for a single loco? I like it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. More to come. And then more money, hopefully. It looks like we're going to be paying off our loan sooner rather than later, especially once this gets fully up to speed. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.